Hey, what's up? I'm Matt with Cure Skateboarding, and in this video I'm going to tell you what to know before you start skateboarding. Alright, so in the past year with COVID lockdowns and everything, we've seen the popularity of skateboarding on the rise again. Along with that, we get a lot of beginners that really don't know where to start with purchasing a skateboard. They also don't really know the terminology associated with a skateboard or skateboarding. And this video is really geared toward people that are just getting started or haven't started yet, but they're interested in skateboarding. So the main three things we're going to go over in this video are the components of a skateboard, what to buy, and where to buy it. Alright, so the first main component of a skateboard is the deck or the board. To put it simply, it's just the part that you stand on. These come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, and they're made by different brands. They all have different graphics, some have no graphics. But for now, the main thing that we need to know is that a skateboard has a nose and a tail. The tail is typically where your back foot is going to go. The nose is typically where your front foot is going to go, but your front foot's not actually going to go on the nose, it's just going to go toward the nose usually. So the next main component is grip tape. This just goes on the top of the deck. It's basically just a sheet of sandpaper that has an adhesive backing. This back part peels off and it just gets stuck to the top of the board, and then you can kind of file and cut out around the edge. Without grip tape, your feet would just be sliding around on the wood. So the next component is trucks. So the trucks just get mounted to the board and the wheels get mounted to the trucks. These also come in a lot of different sizes, and you really have to match the size of the trucks to your board, but again, that's another video. We'll get into that later. So the next component is hardware, and these are just nuts and bolts that mount the trucks to the board. Pretty simple stuff. The next component are wheels. As you can see here, the wheels get mounted onto the trucks, but you can't just mount the wheels directly to the trucks. This cavity gets two ball bearings, and that's what helps the wheel to sit on the axle and spin. These are what skate bearings look like. You're going to get two bearings in each wheel, and that will allow the wheel to be mounted onto the truck without it falling off, and it just sits on the axle and spins. So that's the 6 main components of a skateboard. You've got your deck or board, grip tape, hardware, trucks, bearings, wheels. Now you know that you're going to have to buy the 6 main components unless you opt to go ahead and just purchase a pre-made complete. Now when I say complete, that means a complete skateboard, which is, you know, all the components all put together. This is a pre-built complete. This comes from the factory, already assembled. Usually it's kind of price point, trucks, wheels, bearings, but they're still a lot better quality than anything you're going to find in like a big box department store, sporting goods store, your Walmart or Target or anything like that. These are a really good option for somebody just getting started. All right, now you might be thinking, like, really all I need to get started with skateboarding is a skateboard? The answer is yes and no. Some other things that you're definitely going to need at some point are skate shoes and possibly protective gear. Everyone that rides a skateboard needs a dedicated pair of skate shoes. Skate shoes are meant to hold up to the abuse of skateboarding, and a lot of that abuse comes from the grip tape. Just imagine taking like a pair of shoes and just rubbing them with sandpaper, and that's basically what skateboarding does to your shoes. So you're definitely going to want to get a pair of dedicated skate shoes. My suggestion would be to stay away from a shoe made of canvas. opt for suede or leather of some sort. It's gonna hold up much better. Try to go to your local skate shop and ask what they recommend. Chances are the employees there will have tons of experience with different shoes and they can lead you in the right direction. The other big thing you may want is some sort of protective equipment. It may just be your parents wanting that for you, but if you're just getting started, I definitely suggest having this stuff on hand, even if you don't use it every time you get on your skateboard. A helmet is great. So there's also knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, but all of these things, or just any combination of protective gear, can a lot of times really help a beginner to have a higher level of confidence when trying things, and that's a good thing with skateboarding. You definitely need confidence, and if that provides you with some extra confidence, great. Get that stuff. The only other thing that I would say that you might want to consider buying, if you're at a skate shop, you're buying your skateboard and your shoes and your pads and everything, is a skate tool. Now, while everything on a skate tool is probably readily available in a regular toolbox around your house, there's something to be said for just having one of these on hand and having everything all in one place, in one tool that you can just throw in your backpack or in your car or whatever and go. Not really a necessity, and if you're going to a skate park, chances are somebody else at the park is going to have one that you can borrow, but definitely a nice thing to have on hand. Like I said, if you're already in a shop and you're spending all this money on everything, you might as well just grab a tool. Like, it's going to be maybe another $10 to $20. Alright, so that's my what to buy. Alright, so again, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you have not bought a skateboard yet. Again, maybe you have and it's just not a legitimate skateboard, and you're wondering where you should buy a skateboard. So let's say that you don't want to buy a pre-built complete. You really find comfort in the idea of selecting each and every component yourself, picking everything out and making it completely custom. That's totally cool. If you're going to do that, I highly, highly, highly suggest going to a dedicated skate shop. Whoever is working will guide you through the process of picking everything out. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So if you don't have a local skate shop, and if you don't have a place like a Zoomies or something like that, there are a few other options. Buying online is going to be the way to go for you, I assume. What I suggest is searching for skate shops near you. If you can find one that's within 100, 200 miles of where you live, check to see if they have a website. You could also just give them a call and they could guide you through the process of buying from them. If that's not the route you want to go, there's still a few other options. Of course, you could order from our shop, which is cure.skateshop.com. Look for the link in the description, and I'm going to point that directly to our selection of pre-built completes. Of course, there's also other online sites like ccs.com, Tactics, Daddy's Board Shop, etc. So we went over the 6 main components of a skateboard. We went over everything else that you might need along with a skateboard to get started skateboarding. And we went over where to buy a skateboard and where not to buy a skateboard. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop a comment. I will reply to you. You can always contact us at the email address or the phone number that I will leave in the description. Be sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and check out our other videos. We have lessons, interviews, trick tips, all kinds of stuff that we're going to be posting at least once or twice a week. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope you feel empowered to go buy your first skateboard. Now you just have to get out there and skate. See ya.